Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Hoyt, Hoyman Tree Saws, Lone Wolf Tree Stands, Nikon, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, RTP Outdoors, Spot Hog Releases, Wasp Archery, Viking Solutions, and Realtree.
Alright, it is October 19th and Cooper and I are back in the public woods again. Today we're in a different spot, a different piece than we were the last time when we had the encounter with that nice 8-point. We're quite a ways from there actually, but we're on a piece that is rather vast. It's a lot of running timber, a lot of ridges, and again it has water on it. And again it is isolated by private property. We kind of chose the less beaten path and just took a chance and drove down the road to see if we could access it, and luck was on our side because it was actually an easement road, so it's not marked as a parking area, but we came to check it out and got lucky. So we feel like it's probably low pressure in here, and I think we're in a pretty good spot. We actually bumped a couple deer on the way up, so we're kind of in this big bowl between these two big ridges, and there's water that runs through the middle of it, and then that big creek that we crossed is about 150 yards behind me. Got a straight west wind, so we're facing straight into the sun tonight with this nice big bottom here in front of us, and as you can see there's some great shooting lanes, so that's kind of what we decided on settling for, and instead of continuing to move around and bump deer. So looks like we might have a lot of shot opportunities in here if anything decides to come through, so we're just going to take our chances and see what happens tonight.
Right behind the tree with the real light green leaves.
All right, well, we were actually covered up in deer tonight, and we didn't do a closing interview from the tree, so we're just back here at the house going through some of the footage and just getting another look at this buck. And it looks like he actually had split brows on both sides, and I think he had it was 2 on his right and actually 3 on his left, so kind of a cool characteristic that we didn't actually catch the first time. But I would have shot that buck had he come inside of 40 yards there. So he stayed out there at 45, 46 for almost 45 minutes, I think it seemed like. But definitely a mature deer compared to that one that I passed last week on that other piece. Again, it was just a cool encounter because we picked the spot based on the map, and we were actually pretty deep into the timber. So we just went in there saying, you know, we're going to walk these ridges and try to find a bowl, or, you know, just a stand of mature oaks or something that just said, you know, this is where we need to be. So seems like what we're doing so far is working. We've been on bucks both times, and tonight we were covered up in deer tonight for the last hour and a half of shooting light. So I'm anxious to get back into this one in particular because it's such a big tract of timber, and I just know there's a lot more to be seen in there yet. I think just because it actually is a little bit closer than the other place we've been going to, and it's easier access, and it seems to be a lot lower pressured, even with muzzleloader season going on right now, the early muzzleloader season. To have seen this many deer for an afternoon hunt was not only surprising but encouraging. So I think we found a spot that is a little off the grid, like I said, and it just doesn't seem like it's gotten that much pressure from muzzleloader hunters. We saw a little bit of sign of some other people that might have been in there, you know, in the past few days, but nothing like the other place we were at. So I think primarily just based on what I saw tonight and, you know, the apparent lack of pressure in there, this is a piece that I'm probably going to put most of my effort into until I get to put that tag on a buck. So it's going to be at least 3 or 4 more days until I can get out again here in Iowa. So I don't know, just starting to put the pieces together on this tract of public land here in southern Iowa. So like I said, it's encouraging, and I'm just excited to get back from Oklahoma and get back in there.